wakuu nimeweka video 3 za government official. 3 government officials, they are talking about the domestic violence in Gulf country. Sasa tusikie, alafu sisi pia tuongee juu sisi ndio tuko Gulf, tuseme venye itakuwa.
General, that's Kotu, and we are going to be speaking to Francis Atwoli, who wants to give his sentiments on the reviewing of terms between Kenyan workers and the Arab countries. He's insisting that the government should be involved. A very good afternoon to you, Francis.
Thank you very much, Sister Nina. I have received a very disturbing video from one of our members, and I don't know how he got it about our own Kenyan girl who is being mistreated in Saudi Arabia. This girl went outside Kenya looking for green pastures, but unfortunately he landed up in Saudi Arabia or somewhere in the Gulf, where she's now breastfeeding dogs. She left her children and her husband in Kenya after 2 months of giving birth. And then when they realized that she's having, she can breastfeed, the employer, instead of giving her a proper job, he gave this girl a job of breastfeeding his puppies in that particular area. This is what I've been saying, that this is indirect slavery. And I want to appeal to our government to go the way the first government of President Kibaki under Phyllis Kandie as the Minister of Labor did. He banned all employment agents. She banned all employment agencies in Kenya. Because let this issue of our people, migrant workers from Kenya, be a government to government. Let government of Kenya negotiate with the government of Saudi Arabia on terms and conditions of service, be it in Qatar or anywhere in the Middle East, so that our people living this country can do decent jobs, not a job of breastfeeding dogs. This is very dangerous to our own country. It denies the dignity of our own people. It denies respect of our own people. It denies us our own citizenship as Kenyans who are from a free and independent country, a country that practices democracy, a country that can attract both direct and indirect investment and create employment for our own people. I want to appeal to the government of His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto to ban all employment agencies and review issues related to outside employment of this country as it has been always advocated for by the International Labour Organization, so that our people can have decent jobs there. And we better as Kenyans remain the way we are, but with our own respect and dignity. So I'm appealing to our government again that let us ban all these employment agencies. These people, what they are trying to do with our young girls, young daughters and sons, is applying indirect slavery. And when somebody goes outside there, she or he is a completely 100% slave. How can one's daughter be turned into a person, to an animal who is breastfeeding animals, dogs? It really lowers the dignity, it lowers our standards as Kenyans. And I want to take this opportunity equally to appeal to our young people. Let us remain here as poor as we are. We have a new government, a government that is now struggling to refurbish our economy. The economy will grow under this government after appointment of ministers having been vetted and occupied their offices, and we will be able to access jobs in this country at whatever level or that the jobs will be available in this country, you better earn 10,000 shillings and remain in this country. The jobs outside there, they are demeaning. They are jobs that are not respectful, are jobs that are not decent as advocated for by the International Labour Organization. They are jobs that we cannot accept as Kenyans, people who are free and independent in our own country. So I'm appealing to young men and women in this country, also before they leave Kenya, to make sure what type of jobs are they going to have. But at the same time, our Ministry of Labor should not have some officers also who are participating in employment agencies or who have employment bureaus.
All right.
This is my appeal to President William Samoei Ruto.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Francis. That is Francis. We told you, of course, we are going to be getting more sentiments from him in our subsequent bulletins. A very frustrating issue right there. We are looking at the plight of Kenyan workers in the Middle East, and just to be particular, in Saudi Arabia.
Now, because at this level, we'll be receiving more in caskets if we don't take action now. We have others who are very ill as we speak.
This comes at a time that the neighboring Ugandan government is preparing to repatriate more than 500 Ugandan migrant workers stranded in the Arabian Peninsula, countries of Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates and Oman, among others.
Dear Mr. President, you promised us about bottom up. Let the bottom up start from Saudi Arabia. Let the bottom up start with our girls in Iraq.
We are telling Mr. President, you promised us freedoms. You promised us dignity. Kwa watu wa chini. Now watu wa chini are in Saudi Arabia suffering. They have got no water to drink.
I want to appeal to the incoming young Minister for Labor to follow Phyllis Kandie's footsteps, because what she did when she was the Minister for Labor during the first term of President Kibaki, she banned all employment agencies. This young girl breastfeeding puppies, she's back. She's crying. She's really crying. She doesn't know what to do.
We are saying if you don't bring back our girls within 1 week, we shall storm the Saudi Arabia embassy in Kenya. We shall storm that embassy. We will not relent. We will not go back until all our girls are brought back.
Willie Lusigekite News in Nairobi.
And when I say Arabian countries, I'm not saying specifically Saudi Arabia, because there are many other countries like Qatar, Iran, Kuwait. We are hearing a lot of cry when our girls are deployed there as domestic workers and they become sex pets. They are becoming sexually abused. They are going through a lot of physical assault, a lot of emotional torture. Some of them are even saying that they no longer feed, they don't sleep properly, and the outcry is too much, and that is why we've decided to speak out like as we are supposed to, because we are elected by Kenyans to represent their interests and to defend and to speak on their behalf. So this morning we gathered here and we have given out our statement. We have explained the reasons why we have decided to ask for a total ban for the deployment of the domestic workers in the Arabian countries until a better way of dealing with the issue is laid out. And we have said that we want the total ban to start immediately until the House committee that was carved out the other